Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the year again. The NFL season is here. Well, it's almost here. We're recording this just so everyone knows, August 27th, 2 p.m. I'm excited. We're going to do our NFL season preview. I've got my guys Hoop and Chacon with me. First, we'll start with you, Chacon. Chacon, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'm just happy to talk shit.
Let's talk about that shirt real quick.
Oh, Deuce Vaughn? Yeah, I ordered this like 3 weeks ago because I already knew he was on the team.
It's awesome that it came in actual life size on the print, though.
Yeah, that's how tall he is.
It's going to be a problem, I'm telling you.
Okay. I like it. Outside of that, everything good?
Everything's good. Family's good. Just work. Yeah. You know, got my 1-year-old. I was telling Hoop, can't do shit. Yeah. Wherever we go, she touches everything. So basically I stay home unless I get the okay from the wife to go out and Uber home.
Yeah.
But other than that, good, man.
Good.
Oh, won another softball championship.
Oh,
so
there you
everybody
go.
Know we're
put that up there.
Yes, yeah. And we just started fall. So
okay, perfect. I was going to ask you one thing, and I just spaced it, but maybe it'll come back around. Hoop, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Just keeping busy. I mean, you guys know it. I dropped my daughter off at college beginning of August, and so she's out there doing her thing, busy doing college softball, school, and doing adult shit. And super good, but other than that, got the boys back home. They started school, so football season's in full swing for us. And we're already 2 games down into the year, so get back to it.
Nice. And you guys won the game?
No, we lost. We got our ass whooped by. So we played the number 8 team in Cali to open the season and lost by 1, and then came back here and played the number 3 team in the state of Utah, and they put it on us pretty good. It was a good game in the first half, and then the second half had to come around, and they stretched it out on us. But, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. We start region games this week up at Olympus, and we still do got the number 10 team in the country coming to us the middle of September. So if anybody wants to come out and watch
Who is that?
With St. Francis from Maryland, they're coming out here. I heard their quarterback's going to Oregon. Like, 4 of their O-line are ACC commits. They got 2 SEC skill guys. I heard that one. I'm not saying
that one.
That's going to be one of those. You're like, man, they fast. We played at Mater Dei last year, and Mater Dei came out here yesterday and beat the brakes off of Bingham.
Wow.
And so, it's good for the state, though, having our kids get that exposure from teams like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Good. Well, we are here to talk NFL. We're going to get into a lot. I have put a time limit on this show because I have somewhere to go a little bit later, but also because, we're very passionate about the NFL and our teams, especially one of us at this table. But, you all know that. We'll get to that here in a little bit. The way this is going to work, fellas, we are going to start with the over-unders of each team. We're going to start with the AFC because really none of us truly care about the AFC and deep down in our hearts, okay? Start out with the AFC West. So everyone who's watching knows I went to FanDuel, got the over-under numbers from FanDuel. So last year I got them from MGM. The year before it was from MGM. This year FanDuel decided to go with that because it seems like for the most part a lot of people bank on FanDuel and use that. Obviously, here in Utah, we can't use it the way most people use it, but it is what it is. So let's start out in the AFC West. We are going to go first with the Denver Broncos, who FanDuel has 8.5 wins. Last year, they won 5. A couple of their key additions. Well, they got Coach Sean Payton, which is probably an upgrade from what they had. Tackle Mike McGlinchey. And, when I first started doing this homework, fellas, I was putting how much these guys got paid, and I was like, nobody truly cares. Nobody gives a shit. But Mike McGlinchey, who was previously with San Francisco, they signed.
Oh, yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah. Guard Ben Powers.
You know why?
Why is that?
Just look it up. You'll see what Micah did to him.
Oh, God. Okay, see, we're already starting. See, we're not even
Just saying.
Okay. Ben Powers, who was previously with Baltimore. Frank Clark, linebacker Frank Clark, who was obviously previously with Kansas City. Samaje Perine, previously with Cincinnati. So those are the key additions I found. The key losses, Draymond Jones, who went to Seattle. So, Chacon, let's start with you. Denver Broncos, 8.5 wins per FanDuel. Do you have them over or under that?
Under.
What do you have them at?
I got them only at 6 wins. They're banged up.
Okay.
Jerry Jeudy
got carted off just this week. So
Yeah.
What are you going to get at Courtland Sutton?
Yeah.
Their running back situation? Williams. I mean, your boy's there. Is that a good thing? Perine?
I mean, he hasn't been my boy for a little while, but
I mean, that's your boy. You talked him up when he was there.
he played.
Okay.
Yeah.
They lost players on defense. I love Sean Payton. It's going to take time, but
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Okay. Yeah. So under, you have him at 6. Hoop.
I concur. I have them. I have them at under and 6 wins as well for pretty much the same reason. Like,
Okay.
I'm going to need to see a huge jump back to what Russell Wilson was 3-4 years ago in Seattle. Not his last year there, because I didn't think he was all that great anyway. The Jerry Jeudy injury, how serious is that? I haven't really heard anything, but like that would be big, because that would drop their arguably best receiver. Cortland Sutton, he's 2 years off the ACL injury, so they say 2 years is the mark where you kind of get back to 100% for real. But who knows? Like they weren't very good last year. I can see them being a little bit better, but I picked them at 6.
Okay. And they lost Patrick. Remember Tim Patrick?
Right, Tim Patrick tore his Achilles. He tore his Achilles.
And then you lost, was it Hamlin? Another one.
I don't know about that one.
He's a special teams. He's a nobody. He doesn't matter.
KJ Hamler from
there you go. Hamler.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
See, I got the name wrong because he's a nobody.
I have them at 7 wins, so I agree. I have them under. Let's move on to Kansas City. The Chiefs, FanDuel has them at 11.5. Key addition, last year they won 14. So they added tackle Jawan Taylor, who was previously with Jacksonville, linebacker Drew Tranquill from the Chargers, drafted Felix and Duke Uzoma. I'm going to say that. Does that sound about right?
Sounds good.
From TCU. He was the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year in 2022.
Nobody plays defense in the Big 12, so who knows?
Yeah. He just had a lot of tackles. They lost Frank Clark to Denver, which we just said. Juju Smith-Schuster to the Pats. McCole Hardman to the Jets. Hoop, we'll start with you. Again, FanDuel has them at 11.5 wins. Where do you see? Oh, and may I say also another key loss. Eric Bieniemy. We're going to get to him a little bit later. Offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy in Washington now.
Nobody
But
really
Hoop,
cares about
Hoop,
that.
go ahead. 11.5 wins, over, under.
That big fat guy with the mustache still calling the plays, because if so, I'm not too worried about Kansas City dropping off too much.
Okay.
I think I took over, and I've got them at 13, and I really flirted with even saying 12, just because it's so hard to consistently stay that high in the win column. Yeah. But like, how can you bet against 15 and 87 as long as they're playing catch with each other? You know what I mean? So I took the over with 13.
I also went with 13. Chacon, where are you at?
I hate the fact that I'm agreeing with you, but I did 13 as well.
There we go. A straight sweep, baby.
Let's go.
They lose players. Mahomes gets it done.
Everybody was like, oh, Tyreek Hill's gone. Their offense ain't going to be nothing. What does Mahomes do? Just go win MVP. Why not?
Kadarius Toney can be that guy if he can stay healthy.
Like I told you guys the other day in the group, is watching quarterback, like, he's less likable now. Like,
so much less
just
likable.
because of his wife.
They're referring to the Netflix series of quarterback.
Netflix
just
quarterback.
watch it and you'll see why.
And also, like, it just rubbed me the wrong way when he was like, I'm right here, I'm right here, and I'm right here, I'm right here, as he goes back to the sideline. But, you know, that's how a lot of quarterbacks are anyways. But, okay, let's move on to the next team who, sheesh. Las Vegas Raiders. 6.5 wins is what FanDuel has the over-under at. Last year they won 6. So who did they add? Jimmy Garoppolo from San Francisco, Jacoby Myers from New England. They drafted Chacon's boy, tight end. This isn't in the first round. Michael Mayer. That's who you wanted. You'd said
Baby
it.
Gronk.
Baby Gronk. You said it.
Sorry, that name is trademarked by some douchebag's child.
It's very true.
We'll find out if I was right or wrong, but yes.
Key losses, Derek Carr, who went to the Saints. They traded Darren Waller to the Giants. Seemed to fill those two positions, though. I had down here looming Josh Jacobs' contract situation. Looks like that was taken care of last night after I printed these. So there you go. So Chacon, actually, I'm going to start with this one. I'll start here. 6.5 wins. I have them at 5. I think they're going to be pretty bad. I think they're going to be a really bad team. And 5, I felt like was kind of generous. I just don't believe in Jimmy Garoppolo. Obviously, you have Devontae Adams. Mayer looks good. Looks like he could be a good player, but I don't know. I just don't see it. And I don't think Jacobs truly wants to be there either. So I'm going to go with 5. Chacon?
I shockingly have them at 7.
Ooh.
7 wins.
Okay.
I don't know if that says much because it's only 7 wins, but I do have them over.
Okay. All right. Hoop.
We're 3 picks in, and I'm starting to second guess my knowledge here because I agree with Chacon. I picked 7
What
wins.
the hell?
This show's gonna be boring.
We got to start arguing about
I
something.
promise, people. We'll be arguing soon.
I think Jimmy G, he's not going to go out and win you a bunch of games, but I don't think he's going to lose you a bunch. I still think Devontae Adams is the best receiver in football. I think the Mayer addition is going to help because what does a dude that wants to be comfortable complete the easy ones like?
Yeah. Tight end. They can catch.
A competent tight end,
Yeah.
right? So, you know what? And with Jacobs back, he's a top 3 back in the league.
Yeah.
And so I think they'll be good.
You say top 3?
Yeah.
Probably.
You don't think Josh Jacobs was a top 3?
I mean, last year, wasn't he didn't he have the most yards last year?
All right, top 3.
Go ahead.
Well, we'll get into
expand
that
on
later.
that. Okay.
I'm just saying, top 3. I like Josh Jacobs, but damn, top 3.
All right. Okay, well, I'm the only one that went under on that one, so maybe bet the over. But if you lose money, it's these two that fucked you over. All right, Los Angeles Chargers, which still sounds so weird, as well as Las Vegas Raiders. Feels weird saying those names, but Kia did 9.5 wins is what FanDuel has them at. 10 last year. What did they do? They added Kellen Moore as the OC, who was with Dallas. Linebacker Eric Kendricks. They drafted Quentin Johnston from TCU. They got the extension taken care of for 1 year with Austin Eckler. The key losses that they had, from what I could see, Drew Tranquill, who maybe that name doesn't really ring bells for a lot of people, but when you look at what he did last year, 146 tackles, 5 sacks, 1 pick for a linebacker. It's not too bad. Chacon, we'll start with you on this. Where do you have the Chargers? Again, FanDuel, 9.5. Do you have them over or under?
I got him over.
Okay.
But then again, I was wrong last year because I picked them to win the division. The receiver core they have right now, I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
I love the kid from TCU. You know, Quentin Johnson. We got Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. You know, Eckler. Hopefully everything's worked out with that because I know he was a little, bugged with certain things with his contract. I got him 11-6.
Okay. Who?
I've lost all faith in picking the Chargers to be relevant. They've screwed me over the last 2 years when I thought they were going to be really good. I have them under at 9, so that's still second place in the division behind the Chiefs to me. But I took 9. I think Brandon Staley is probably coaching for his job this year.
Oh, yeah.
And if he makes a handful of dumbass go for it on 4th down calls again like he has the past year, like I can just see him being out of there if they don't. They're too talented to not be better than they've been.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm right there with you. I think Staley's just an awful. I mean, we saw it last year. Like it seemed like one of the worst decision-making head coaches in the history of football. And that's why they brought Kellen Moore in, I think, just to kind of take that job once Staley is gone.
That might not help, though, because he's pass happy.
Yeah.
Cowboys are criticized on, passing the ball too much. And I could be wrong about this, okay, because I don't have Google in front of me, but I think the Chargers were last in rushing last year.
Well, let's see.
And then you bring in Kellen Moore, and then he's pass happy.
We've got team stats.
Okay.
But you know what? It might work because, like I said, I'm a fan of that receiver core.
Rushing
Am I right or
yards.
wrong?
You are. And they're a great receiving core. Rushing yards per game.
If I make a mistake
89
tonight or today and just let you know, I don't have
yards per
no phones or tablets. So forgive me if I am wrong at anything.
They
The
are.
only team to rush for less yards was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Yeah.
because they're like, all right, Tom, you're all we got. Go out on, we're winning and losing on your last bit of your arm. Let's
Exactly.
But the talent's there, so I do feel they can at least, what did I say? I just told you 11-6 wins. So, yeah.
I feel like Hoop and I have the same talk track on the Chargers. They always fuck me over. And I'm always like, they're going to be great. They're going to be great. And then they suck. Not suck, but they don't live up to expectations.
I really like their receiver core, like you said. But
They're great.
Can Keenan Allen and Mike Williams stay healthy for a whole season? Because I think Keenan Allen is super underrated overall because he is so good with his routes.
He's great.
He hasn't stayed healthy, but, I mean, at that level.
But here's the thing, though. Kansas City loses receivers. The Chargers gain receivers, and they've improved in that, area.
But again, we talk about Patrick Mahomes and
I know, but I'm just saying, I'm not saying they win the division.
yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I feel they improved other than the coaching decision, right? Play calling.
Yeah, they frustrate me, and I told myself after last year I'm never going to pick them to do anything great again. So I'm going to go 9 wins. It may bite me in the ass. We asked friends of the pod, and friends of the pod, we had 9 of them pick Kansas City to win this division. So most of them are with us. There was 1 who picked the LA Chargers.
Was that Craig Ekstrom?
I didn't look up the names. I just, just wrote down the numbers today. All right, AFC South, which could be pretty bad. Houston Texans, we'll start with them. FanDuel has them at 6.5 wins. Last year they won 3. So what did they do? They actually did a lot. They added D'Amico Ryans as the head coach, brought in Robert Woods, who was with the Titans, Dalton Schultz, who was with your Cowboys.
Who's that?
Devin Singletary from the Bills, corner Shaq Griffin from the Jags, safety Jimmy Ward from the Niners. They drafted C.J. Stroud from Ohio State, quarterback. Also drafted Will Anderson Jr., linebacker. They did lose Brandon Cooks to your Cowboys. Outside of that, I couldn't find a lot of other losses that may really hurt them. Hoop, let's start with you. 6.5 wins for FanDuel. Where do you see these guys landing?
I go under. I still say even with C.J. Stroud, he was probably my favorite quarterback in the draft, and I think he's going to be good. And I think their defense is going to be solid. I think Will Anderson Jr. is going to be up there for defensive player or defensive rookie of the year by the time it's all said and done. But I still only see them winning 5 games.
Okay. I have them at 5 too.
And they play in a pretty shitty division. They might get one. They might split with the Colts to get one of those. But if they can beat the Colts twice, that'll get them halfway there almost. You know what I mean? But I just don't see it happening overnight.
Yeah, I had them at 5, and I had them at 5 because I do think they split with the Colts. Maybe they still won from Tennessee, and then I'm trying to remember the rest of their schedule. But there's always those games where a shitty team surprises a good one, where the good one just kind of takes the week off, it feels like. So I gave them 5 as well. Chacon, what do you have the Texans at?
I only have them at winning 4 games.
Oh, okay.
I don't really think high of them. I feel like they didn't really bring enough for me to feel like they're going to make an improvement. I like Anderson. I agree with Hoop.
Yeah.
The dude's going to be a beast, but other than that, what we talking about, Robert Woods, Schultz, if we're relying on those two to step up and be your main guys on the offense, I like Pierce. I do. Mm-hmm. They got Singletary from the Buffalo Bills, but
back up,
that offensive line, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
So I don't think highly of them. 4 wins.
Okay. All right. I had them at 5, and you had them at 5 as well. Okay, so bet the under there. Indianapolis Colts. The FanDuel has them at 6.5. They won 4 last year, so they
shut the fuck up, Hoop. Shut the fuck up. I know where he's going with this.
Yeah, there was at one point last year
Richardson
where we were recording this this very same episode, but for 2023, 2022, 2023. Someone at this table said that the Colts would win 12 games.
13. He said
13. That's right.
Fucking Matt
Holy
Ryan.
moly, that was wild. Yeah, that was a wild.
He was an MVP at one time, right?
And so was Carson Wentz. Okay.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. All right. So what did they do? The head coach Shane Steichen, good name there, drafted Anthony Richardson from Florida, quarterback. They lost Stephen Gilmore to Dallas. And Jonathan Taylor. I haven't paid attention to the news this morning. Is there an update on the Jonathan Taylor situation? Again, we're recording this the 27th of August. Have either one of you seen anything about Taylor?
I knew Miami threw an offer and they declined it, but other than that, I don't know much. We don't know facts. I know he's obviously unhappy, but
it's funny they want to charge trade value for a top running back in the league, but they don't want to pay the dude a top running back in the league.
Okay, so 6.5 wins. I will go first here. I have them at 6. I don't know, man. I kind of believe in Anthony Richardson. Just watching him in college, I think he's going to do decent, and I think Taylor will come back around and just end up playing there. And they do have pretty good receivers, So I'm going to go. I'll go with 6 wins. Still under, but 2 more than last year with Chacon's guy, Matt Ryan. Chacon, where do you have the Colts?
I got them winning 12. No, I'm just kidding.
They finally found the piece they needed.
I got them at 8 and 9.
Oh, okay.
So 8 wins.
There you go.
I mean, they're on the decline. It's going to take time. But Richardson was my favorite quarterback.
Really?
Yeah, it was. We'll find out, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, for right now, in their situation, 8 wins.
Okay.
You say a lot of, you compliment the receivers, but I mean, Pittman and.
Yeah. I mean, I like Pittman a lot.
I know I like him too, but they don't have a lot of help. So
okay.
Taylor, who knows? His attitude's bad right now. So
yeah,
I'll give him 8 wins.
Might be Zach Moss show for a while.
Who?
Well, he broke his arm.
Oh, that's
Who's Zach
correct.
Moss?
You're right. Oh, here we go.
Was that another Ute player didn't pan out? All right.
You can see yourself in that camera, right?
Oh, shout out to my
You can see
UTEP
yourself?
faithful guys.
Yeah.
Okay,
How those
cool.
players
Just
doing?
making sure.
All three of us definitely got faces for radio.
I just realized there's a camera. I'm sorry if I haven't been looking over
This
there.
is actually the first time we've been in like 4K.
I keep looking off to my left just to make sure my kid's sitting in the corner is doing all right.
The whole time I'm looking at here, and I just realized you have a fucking camera.
That's
there.
okay. I mean, you can look in there if you
Fucking
have something
asshole.
really important to say.
I'm looking at Doug the whole time.
Looking at his eyes.
What did you have, Matt? Oh,
I have the Colts at 5.
Okay.
I'm not an Anthony Richards believer out the gate. I think his potential was the highest in the draft.
Yeah.
But what he currently is, I don't. Dude's got arm talent and he can run, and all of that is awesome. But his highest career completion percentage in college was 52%. Mm-hmm. So if that's where he's living in the league, I don't see him getting it done right out the gate.
Okay.
So I still am going to have to see more from him as a quarterback, and as a team, the Colts not very good overall, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, you don't end up with a top 3, top 4 pick if you're any kind of good. So I have them at 5 under the 6 point.
I think I failed to mention too. I believe they lost one of their linebackers, and we'll get to that later. And in addition to another team, pretty key linebacker. But okay, so we all besides Chacon, who. I don't know. AFC team might be the Colts.
I didn't say they win the division.
I didn't say
I didn't say that.
I didn't say you
Stop.
did. You're just always really a fan of them.
I'm not a fan of them. I just shut the fuck up.
Me and Hoop both under Chacon on the over. Jacksonville Jaguars, FanDuel has them at 9.5 wins. Last year they won 9. They drafted tackle Anton Harrison from Oklahoma. They were able to reinstate Calvin Ridley. And they did lose Shaq Griffin to the Texans. Let's see. Hoop, while Chacon's drinking his beer, let's start with you. Wow, on where you think
I have them over the 9.5. I have them at 10, and
Okay.
they're my AFC South Division winner. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think what they showed in that playoff games with the Chiefs, they were right there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And Ridley looks real good in the preseason. Mm-hmm. You
might have some nice receivers there.
You take a year off, and I was talking to somebody earlier, and they were like, "Well, I just don't trust that their defense entirely." Well, nobody really trusts anybody's defense, but if you can outscore everybody in today's NFL, you put yourself in a position to win. So I'm not going to go crazy and say 13, 14 wins, but I think if they get 10, I think that's good enough because that division is pretty bad. I mean, it's them and the Titans, and then some shit.
Yeah, I have them at 11 wins. Wow. I do believe in them. I think your boy Sunshine takes an even higher leap this year. And yeah, Ridley, I mean, let's say even if Ridley is the second or third option, I mean, they're going to have him as the first option. But on talent level, they still have Kirk. Zay Jones looks good. So, yeah, I have him at 11. What about you, Chacon?
You already know how I feel about Sunshine. I wish he was my quarterback.
You're not a big Trey Lance guy? We'll get to that in a minute. Go ahead.
Okay. I got them winning 10. They are winning the division.
Yeah.
But I still think they need help.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you guys mentioned Calvin Ridley, but if we're talking about Zay Jones, even though he's been doing well, I think they're still...
I like Kirk in the slot. I don't know.
Etienne.
They had Marvin Jones out there.
Stop.
Healthy Etienne.
Marvin Jones was with the Lions. He's back with the Lions.
Yeah, he's back there.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
But, I mean, they got Ridley there now. We'll see.
I mean, really, think about that.
You said this same shit last year.
He
Who? Remember? There was a lot of who's, a lot of owls.
Hey, I hope I'm fucking wrong. If Jacksonville wins the Super Bowl, fuck. Trevor Lawrence, that'd be cool. Nice. I'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
So,
if it's Jacksonville, Dallas, you'll be okay with that? And Jacksonville
I've
wins?
never fucking met a Jacksonville Jaguars fan.
Oh, you will after that happens.
And if I know someone that claims them, I'll slap the fuck out of them. Okay? I'm going to ask them who the fuck is Tony Baselli and Mark Brunell. They better be fucking answering some of the questions I have about the Jacksonville
Fred
Jaguars.
Taylor and Keenan McCardell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Keenan McCardell. There you go. Oh, what was that?
Okay.
So he's our first Jaguars fan. Just kidding.
My son's out of snacks, is what he said.
Oh. Hey, there's
10
some
wins.
Hey, little man, there's some candy in there if you can have it. If your dad says it's okay. Right over there, if you want it.
10 wins,
You're
Doug.
okay? Okay.
10-7.
10. All right. Yeah, we all have them over. Tennessee Titans, 7.5 wins per FanDuel. What did they do? They drafted a tackle Peter Skoronski, who was the best offensive lineman in the draft per a lot of people out of Northwestern. Got DeAndre Hopkins, who was previously with the Texans. Tackle Andre Dillard, previously with Philly. I'm usually just keeping the first-round picks unless something jumps out in the other rounds. So they did draft Will Levis in the second round very early out of Kentucky. They lost Randy Bullock, their kicker, okay? I know that doesn't really mean a lot to most things, but that motherfucker's been solid for them, okay? And I don't get it.
I wish I had a kicker.
Yeah. Yeah, Randy Bullock might be available. I'll go first on this one. 7.5 wins. I have Tennessee just over that at 8. I don't know, man. This is kind of a big year for DeAndre Hopkins to see if there's that whole like meme that goes around. I don't remember Julio Jones. I don't remember the other receivers that were on that, but like they say
Randy Moss was on there.
Yeah, they go to Tennessee. Good wide receivers go to Tennessee to die, which is like awful. Their career, by the way. Jesus, that could have got dark. So I don't know, but I think they get 8. Houston's not good. The Colts aren't good. They're going to steal some games. Their head coaching, I like, their coach. So I'll go with 8. Chacon, what do you have Tennessee at?
I only have 7 wins.
Okay.
I don't feel Derrick Henry's going to play all, 17 games. I know something's coming up.
Yeah, he probably won't.
They're going to be hurting. Traylon Burks, I mean, what are we talking about here? Like,
could be a breakout year.
I'm not a fan of Ryan Tannehill. Never have.
Yeah.
Malik Willis looks like ass.
I don't think they're. I don't think
hurt.
Will. He didn't wow
Will
me.
Levis, yeah.
Will Levis.
The whole thing with the mayonnaise and the fucking coffee is disgusting. So once I saw that, I was like, I'm out.
I'm not one to judge a man, but I'm judging the shit for putting mayonnaise in his coffee.
7 wins.
7. Hoop, what do you got Tennessee at?
I too have them at 8, and I actually talked to the two Titans fans that I know today. Tez agreed with me, 8 wins. Colby, he said they're going to get around 10 or 11.
Wow.
I think health is big for them because they've been one of the most injury-plagued teams the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And like you said, can Henry stay healthy? Like if Tannehill goes down and they're relying on Malik Willis or Will Levis,
I think it's going to be Levis. Yeah.
Levis has to be 2.
That's a shitload of trouble. And I mean, they have no idea what they're doing at the quarterback position. If you take Willis when they did, and then next year take another project
that looks
quarterback,
bad.
like it's just, what are you really trying to accomplish here? Like you've said, okay, and I don't think Tannehill sucks. He's a middle of the pack quarterback. Right. He's not the worst,
I wouldn't
but
say
he's not the best. But
would you go with Garoppolo or Tannehill?
I would take Tannehill because he runs better.
I think so too.
The mobility at the quarterback position makes such a difference.
Yeah, Garoppolo scares the shit out of me trying to move.
I'd take Trey Lance.
Now he would. This fucking guy.
So, over the 7.5, I got him at 8.
Okay.
Like four wins are coming easy when they got the Colts.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Colts and the
Houston.
Texans on the schedule. That should be 4 wins right there, and so that helps them.
Yeah. Friends of the pod agree. Everyone picked Jacksonville to win that division, so not a single soul picked another team.
I feel so weird saying that, huh?
Jacksonville.
It is a little
after
weird
all these years.
The year 2023 of our Lord, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be division champs.
Let's head to the AFC North, which I think is going to be a pretty fun division.
I think that might be the best division in football.
I think it's going to be. Yeah, I think it's going to be very close. We'll get to the one in a minute. AFC North, let's start with the Baltimore Ravens. FanDuel has them at 10.5 wins. They did add Odell Beckham Jr., which
doesn't matter.
I put in my notes here previously with nobody. He wasn't on another team. Right, last year he didn't play at all.
He didn't play. He was on the Rams before they tore his ACL in the Super Bowl, so you were going to miss the whole year rehabbing anyway.
Okay, he could have came back somewhere. Someone could have been like, hey, come give us more morale boost.
He was praying to come with us, but obviously that didn't happen.
They drafted
everybody prays to go play for the Dallas Cowboys.
We've if there is one thing we have learned the last 3 years doing this together is that everybody wants to play on that team or everyone's a fan.
Okay,
at one point in their life.
Name me one fucking player right now that's like, I don't want to go to Dallas.
I don't know. I don't talk to them personally.
Thank you.
But
I grew up as a Cowboys fan. I wish you
send me all the memes of someone when they were 3 in a Dallas Cowboys jersey. You know what? There's probably a picture of me in a fucking when I'm 3 in a Buffalo Bills jersey. You know what? I had zero choice in doing that. It was just probably given to my dad, and my dad gave it to me. Okay. Anyways, drafted Zay Flowers out of Boston College, wide receiver. They did lose Justin Houston, linebacker to the Panthers, lost cornerback Marcus Peters, and defensive end JPP, Jason Pierre-Paul, and all 9 of his fingers. Chacon,
8.5.
Chacon, let's start with you. 10.5 wins is what FanDuel has them at. Where do you see them falling?
I have him at 11 wins.
Okay.
I'm just relying that Lamar Jackson is that guy.
Yeah, and he's got his deal. I think he's
got
happy.
his deal. No more excuses. And 11 wins.
Okay.
I don't have nothing else.
All right. Hoop.
I have under due to the difficulty of their division. I could see them legit splitting 3-3 in their division games.
Yeah.
And that being a little uphill climb from there. I also, like, if Lamar doesn't stay healthy for the full year, they'll drop a couple along there. I have them under at 10.
Okay.
So I got it close, but
Yeah. I have them at 10 too. Well, so I went through this exercise and just looked at everyone's games, and I should have wrote a note down as to why I have them at 10, but it is a tough division, and I think they do have some very tough games, but yeah, 10. Hopefully Lamar can stay healthy the whole year, because he is a lot of fun to watch, and you still have Andrews there. You know, I don't know. I'm kind of out on Odell Beckham Jr. Like, I know he had his injury, but even prior to that, I was kind of like, whatever.
That's where I am too. I agree.
Yeah.
when he tore it in the Super Bowl, he was on pace to be the Super Bowl MVP that game.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
Was.
showed up in a big game. You're right. Maybe I should,
That doesn't really
make it to
matter,
the
though.
playoffs. All right.
Larry Brown was a fucking... You have to look it up. You probably don't know who Larry Brown is, but go ahead, Doug.
Cincinnati Bengals, FanDuel 11.5 wins. Last year they won 12. They added safety Nick Scott from the Rams, tight end Irv Smith Jr. from the Vikings. They did lose Jesse Bates to the Falcons, safety, as well as another safety, Von Bell, to the Panthers. I'll go first here. I just believe in Joe Burrow, and those three receivers they have, and even Mixon. Right, I feel like Mixon's kind of underrated in a weird way when you hear about people talk about him.
Well, he's great. He just fucks up.
Yeah, he does. Exactly.
That's it.
He has bad decisions outside of the sport.
Great running back.
But those three receivers, that's the best receiving core in the NFL. And and a really, really top tier quarterback. So I don't know how you go against that. I have them at 12 wins this year, hitting exactly what they hit last year. Chacon, where are you at?
I got him at 12 wins. But before I say that, you said
Oh my God.
the best receiving
Receiving
core.
core. Yeah.
So who's the third one you're talking of?
Chase, Higgins, and
Tosh Boyd?
Yeah. Tyler Boyd. What's wrong with that?
I'll bring up another trail and then we'll go from there.
Oh my God.
Just remember that.
If they have a star on their helmet,
No,
I don't even
it's
wanna
not my boys.
Okay. All right, then we'll have an open conversation. Go ahead, Hoop.
I have them under as well. I have them at 11.
Okay.
Again, difficulty in the division. Like, those are going to be that's 6 grueling ass games that these teams got to go through. And so, but I think they also play like the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think the Bills.
They have a tough ass schedule.
So their schedule's tough. But I think 11 is enough to win them the division.
Yeah, I do as well. Cleveland Browns, FanDuel has them at 9.5. Last year they won 7. They added Elijah Moore, wide receiver from the Jets. There was a really interesting stat that for Elijah Moore, he ran. It was like he was targeted on 8% of his routes, and he ran over 320 routes in the NFL last year. So Zach Wilson looked at him 8% out of those 320 and threw the ball to him.
What does that say?
Huh?
What does that say?
Zach Wilson is shit miss. We all know that here, okay?
We know that. I don't know about...
Yeah, we're going to get to that in a minute.
That
So anyways, and then I couldn't find a real big-time loss for this team from any position. They've obviously, teams lose players all over the place, but like a real name, I couldn't find anything that was worth mentioning. Hoop, let's start with you on this one. Cleveland 9.5. Where do you see them?
Another under at 9. Deshaun Watson, is he going to get back to what he was in Houston before he decided sexual massages were his go-to? We don't know. But it's also the Cleveland Browns, so they're perennial losers.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get over that hump in, again, the hardest division in the league.
I mean, I love Myles Garrett, obviously. Amari Cooper, really good. Nick Chubb, really good. I don't know if I believe in Watson. And if you look at a majority of their wins last year, and I failed to mention this.
What the fuck are you looking at?
I was looking at the camera screen over there.
Oh.
No, you can't see him.
I was going to see if you were.
Yeah, you're good.
I thought it was like me.
But I would even if he was, I would just
Sorry.
shrink it or enlarge
That
it.
was unprofessional.
What the fuck are you looking at? These guys like each other. They really do. But if you look at a majority of their wins last year, it was with Jacoby Brissett, who is the backup now in Washington.
Oh.
And I didn't say that for any other reason other than he's not there anymore. I don't think Watson has it. Everyone's talking about the preseason game against Washington where he went 4 for 4. It was one fucking drive, and nobody on Washington's defensive line that would start or even play was playing. I just don't believe in him. I think it's going to be another rough year for these guys. They paid Deshaun Watson so much fucking money. It's like they're handcuffed to this dude. I think they get 6 wins in a very tough division. I'm on the under.
Wow.
They ain't got Jacoby Brissett coming in. Okay, to start for
Again, I know why.
Chacon.
I got him winning 9.
Okay.
I'm not gonna shit on dude because of a drive or 1 year. I still think he's talented. 3 years ago everybody was on his nuts. Mm-hmm. Now he goes to a different team.
Everybody.
And now all
some
of a sudden,
he was paying, some.
I'm not a big believer on one season. Playing like shit and then just giving up on a dude. I still think he's talented. I still think he's going to do well. Not winning a Super Bowl, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'll give him 9 wins.
9. Okay. And then, Hoop, what did you say?
I said 9 also.
9. Okay.
He's looking at my sheet.
Nobody can read your fucking handwriting, okay?
I know, it looks bad.
All right, Pittsburgh Steelers. 8.5 wins is what FanDuel has them at. They won 9 last year. So what do? They added a guard, Isaac Seumalo from the Eagles, drafted tackle Broderick Jones. So they bolstered up that offensive line. They got 2 players to add to it.
I guess they're good. Go ahead.
What is happening right now? I can't even read a fucking piece of paper. Added linebacker Cole Holcomb from my Commanders, who is a great run stop linebacker. He can't play coverage for shit, so good luck with that over there. Added cornerback Patrick Peterson from the Vikings. Drafted Joey Porter Jr., the corner, in the 2nd round out of Penn State. They lost cornerback Cam Sutton, lost linebacker Miles Jack. And that's all I have in my notes. I'm just going to start on this one if I could. We've come to learn that you never doubt the Pittsburgh Steelers and that guy who coaches them to not win at least 9 games. I actually have them at 10 this year.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Kenny Pickett's going to be okay.
Pickett to Pickens.
Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty good. You know what I mean? Najee Harris maybe make a step up again. And
it's a beast.
Yeah, defense
Their
will be fine.
backup running back's a stud.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I picked him at 10 wins too, partially because I watched the Super Bowl with Jalen Warren's family last year. Met him because his uncle is the head coach at West. So maybe it was a little biased there. Like, all right,
there you go.
And they've looked decent enough, and I think Pickett gets better. Pickens is absolute savage.
Yeah,
I love Pickens.
He is tough. So and like you said, Tomlin, he never finishes under 500.
Yeah,
I picked him to finish under 500 for the first time ever last year and was wrong.
Yeah,
I'm not one to make the same mistake twice.
Yeah.
So.
You're not doing it, are you?
No.
Okay.
Because it doesn't feel good that I'm telling you this, but I have them under. I have them with 8 wins. Under 500 is what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
And I don't feel good about saying that because
I did it last year and I didn't feel good about it, and I was wrong.
And they look good in preseason. Pickett looks good.
Yeah.
And it's because of the division, man. I'm looking at the other 3. I slightly have Cleveland over them. So I will, based on, the Deshaun Watson, I'm going to go with 8 wins.
Listen, I learned my lesson last year, and you even said it last year. Never go against Tomlin.
I know.
Being under 500, but okay.
I don't feel good about that.
Friends of the pod, 7 who voted took Cincinnati. 3 actually took Baltimore to win the division. There you go. AFC East. This is going to be a tough division too, I believe. We'll start out with the Buffalo Bills. FanDuel has them at 10.5. Last year they won 13. They drafted tight end Dalton Kincaid out of Utah, added center Connor McGovern from the Jets, added linebacker Leonard Floyd from the Rams. They lost Tremaine Edwards to Chicago. Chacon, we'll start with you on this one. Bills, 10.5 wins, over or under?
I got them going with 11 wins. I think highly of this team, even though they lost some veterans. That division is going to be tough, but I'm basically making this decision and picking them to win that division on Josh Allen. Mm-hmm. You got Diggs.
He's a motherfucker.
and I get a lot of shit from people at my work, but I'm a fan of Gabe Davis.
Oh,
but he's inconsistent as fuck.
Yeah.
But I feel.
But when he's good, he's
good when he's good.
Yeah.
So, and then you got Cook. Damian Harris might be a great, addition. So they did lose some big players on defense, but I'm still gonna go with Buffalo with 11 wins.
Okay.
He's looking at my phone because I got him at 11 wins.
I'm not.
But
I got a sheet. He's got a phone. Just saying.
I got a whole sheet over here.
He took the time to write it. I typed it out. My beef with Buffalo is their lack of even effort to run the football. They don't even try. They just say, "Hey, Allen is you guys go win it." And so when they have an off day, which is inevitable, like it happens to everybody, it just doesn't work out. I do love the Kincaid addition. I thought the kid was a monster here at Utah, and I think that's a big security blanket for Allen in there. I think he's going to have a big rookie year.
I do too.
But yeah, I got them at 11. That's a tougher division too. Their schedule's no joke because they got the Chiefs, Bengals on that. Like they've got some tough out.
Cowboys.
Yeah, they do have the Cowboys, but that's a win for them. And so I'm gonna go with 11 wins.
I have them at 12. I had them initially at 11, and I looked at the schedule again and changed the 1 to a 2. Josh Allen's great. I'm excited to see Kincaid in the NFL.
You want to know what a Buffalo Bills fan told me? She said,
"You know one?"
I know a few. My son, my 10-year-old, he's obviously excited, but I have a couple. My friend Sam Thomas, he's a Bills fan. But this girl, she told me, "I'm not a believer." She was mad about the Kincaid pick, and I was like, "Are you crazy? Like, the dude, all he did was produce in college. Like, how are you mad? I just need to see him do it in pads."
What?
Just tell me you don't know football without telling me you don't know. I need to see this man do it. Like, shut
does that mean?
I was like, all right, well, I don't want to hear you week 3 talking about Kincaid's a stud when he's got 4 touchdowns through the first 3 weeks of the season or some shit.
Jesus. That doesn't make sense. Okay, see it in pads. All right. Well, you're going to see it pretty soon. Miami Dolphins, 9.5 wins is what FanDuel has them at. They won 9 last year. They added Jalen Ramsey, who is out until December. With his injury, added QB Mike White, a little bit of insurance for Tua.
Cowboys drafted him, West Kentucky.
Well, you let him go, too. Named Vic Fangio as defensive coordinator. They did lose Mike Gesicki to the Pats, tight end. Actually, Hoop, we'll start with you on this. Miami Dolphins, 9.5 wins. What do you got them at? I
got them at 9. I want Tua to stay healthy for the whole year for the entertainment value because that team, when he's out there, is fun. It's going to be a fun team to watch with Hill, Waddle, and those guys. Like they out there moving the rock. You know what I mean? And I think Xavier Howard's a really good corner. He's fun to watch. But can he stay healthy the whole time? Like I just don't see it. He hasn't done it through college or so far in the league. Like he's one head injury away from like people need to tell him stop.
I thought it was stop last year.
Like because that dude is. Like he's gonna have mush for brains soon, and like nobody wants to see that for the kid, right?
Yeah.
But so I think if he stays healthy, they could go past that. But I've got him at 9.
Yeah, I have him at 9 too. The inevitable Tua missing a couple of games, even though Mike White is like serviceable in like hit or miss. It's like one game you're like,
he'll
damn,
throw for
he 350,
good. And then the next week 164,
4 interceptions.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with 9. Chacon, what do you got him at?
I got the Jets. Dolphins. I got them at 10 wins.
10. Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. Patriots, 7.5 wins is what FanDuel has them at. They won 8 last year. They added tight end Mike Gesicki, again, from the Dolphins. Brought back an actual offensive coordinator in Bill O'Brien. Brought in Juju Smith-Schuster from Kansas City. Drafted Christian Gonzalez, the cornerback out of Oregon. And I forgot to put that on there.
Overweight running back.
Ezekiel.
Don't talk about overweight. I was going to mention Tua's fat ass, but I don't want to be fat shaming on. That was Ryan Clark, by the way. I didn't say that. I just saying what he said.
Yes, and Zeke, running back, who will be a solid back up there behind Stevenson. They did lose Jacoby Myers to the Raiders, wide receiver, and tight end Jonnu Smith to the Falcons. 7.5 wins. I'll start on this one. I have them at 7. I just think the division's too tough. Don't believe in the quarterback there. And, that's about it, really.
I don't have much either. I got them with 6 wins. This is a Patriots move when they bring in veterans that used to be productive with their teams.
Yep.
And their has-beens, and I feel like they just haven't added enough for me to feel like they're going to be a threat in this division. Mm-hmm. It sucks seeing my guy with New England. But I'm
Are you
happy.
calling him a has-been? Is that what?
I tend to forget his name
Or is
because
that
you know
for
how
Juju?
it is. You know how it is with when you're not wearing the star. I forget people's names. But I wish the best for Zeke.
Okay.
Fuck you, Doug.
What do you have him at? Oh.
I have him way under. I have him at 5. I
Ooh,
think they
tough.
only win one division game this year, so it's going to be tough. They're
It'll probably be with the Dolphins too, because they split with the Dolphins every year.
Yeah, and so I just don't see them like. I'm not a Mac Jones hater, but I'm not really a full-time Mac Jones believer either.
Yeah.
Bill O'Brien, he's a decent OC, but he's still working with minimal resources.
Right. I just think it's a big upgrade from last year when they had a guy.
The fact they had Matt Patricia calling the offense was really, dude's a defensive dude his entire life.
Yeah.
You know what? Why don't you go call it from the
Are you a
other
fan of
side?
him?
Matt Patricia?
Yeah.
No.
Oh. Where's he at now?
I thought he was still there, just not coaching the offense anymore.
I think he's with that shit team in the NFC East. Philly.
Oh,
Okay. That's why we saved the NFC East for the
shots.
very
Yeah,
last.
I'm already taking shots.
When I put them last,
Fuck
I
'em.
was like, but yeah, so I've got them way under at 5, and they'll have another top 5 pick next year.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, I have him under. I can see him losing, more games than that. But I don't know. I just feel like 7. I mean, because I think back to even that Bills game of last year where they just ran. I think what did Mac Jones throw it 7 times the whole game, and they ended up winning. Like a weird fucking game. New York Jets to round it out. 9.5 wins.
Here we go.
FanDuel has them at. They won 7 last year. Who did they add? They added a guy named Aaron Rodgers, quarterback of Hoops, Green Bay Packers. McCole Hardman, wide receiver from the Chiefs. They actually added 2 receivers from the Packers.
And you put Alan Lazard's name twice.
Oh.
You spelled it differently both times.
I actually some of this it was very late at night. That's supposed to be
Randall Cobb.
Wow, look at me. And I spelled it. Yeah, I did spell it different. Hell yeah. Good on me. I didn't even double check this. That's what you get for doing it at midnight, folks. From the Packers, and then Dalvin Cook, Minnesota, running back. I didn't have any big-time key losses. Mike White, obviously out of there, but I don't necessarily think that unless something happens to Aaron Rodgers, anyone else is playing quarterback for that team. You know what, Hoop? We're going to start with you on this one. 9.5 wins. FanDuel has them at 9.5. What do you think?
Over with 11. I think that I picked them to win 8 last year, and I handpicked 3 games last year that if they have a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, they would have won last year. So I think that addition alone, and Garrett Wilson is an absolute stud at wide receiver. I think their defense got better because their D-line, I think Jermaine Johnson coming off the edge, like that dude's, he's going to cause some problems, like coming off the edge with Quinnen Williams in the middle. I think they're just going to be a better overall team. And I think, I don't know, I told Chacon not to watch Hard Knocks. I don't know if he actually did. It actually, endeared you to Aaron Rodgers a little bit, didn't it? You kind of
They treat him like God.
He's not?
They do.
I just can't wait for him to turn on his receivers like he usually does.
Holding people accountable.
Blaming others for the play
but
calling.
anyway, so I've got him at 11. I just think that the quarterback play would have made that much a difference for him last year, and I think that they are able to do it this year. Again, their schedule is a little bit tougher, but I still think they pick up some extra wins.
I have them at 9, so I have them on the under, but it is mostly because that schedule is a bit tougher. And I do think, we know that Aaron Rodgers isn't Aaron Rodgers of 4 years ago, or maybe even 3 years ago.
He
but
won
he
the
is
MVP 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah, there you go. 2 years ago. Yeah, last year was tough. But he is obviously a huge upgrade from either Mike White or your boy Zach Wilson. But I again, with the tougher schedule, I have him at 9, so just under.
I got him at 9 as well. Okay. I don't believe you can fucking leave Green Bay and you've been there fucking decades, and then you go to the AFC, which is probably arguably the toughest division, and then all of a sudden just turn it around in 1 year and make a run.
I think this is the most
Brady,
talented team Aaron Rodgers has ever been, been on top to bottom. He never had a team this good in Green Bay, and he's been behind a really bad offensive line in Green Bay his entire career.
That offensive line right now with the Jets, are you fucking kidding me?
Is no worse than anything Green Bay gave him.
That's why he's begging for his boy to come over, right?
Bakhtiari?
Yeah. What does that tell you?
Bakhtiari's probably a top 4 tackle.
But what does that tell you?
Okay, you're asking for one dude. One dude's not going to make the whole
who's
offensive
the
line
Devontae
better.
Adams? You're saying Wilson is the Devontae Adams? The Aaron Jones is going to be Breece
In his
Hall.
second year in the league,
It has
Garrett
been
Wilson is
Dalvin
ahead of where
Cook.
Devontae Adams was in his second year. I'm not saying he's Devontae Adams, but I'm saying he's
Who's
on
your
pace
Clay
to be there.
Matthews?
Jermaine Johnson. He's
Fucking second-year player. You're going to brag about second-year players? Sauce Gardner's better than Dion, I guess.
I love Sauce.
No, that's
Well,
that's not even close to the same
I'm
thing
just saying. We're talking about second-year players. We're banking on these young guys.
Sauce better than Charles Woodson, huh?
Do you get better as you get older, too?
Yes.
Yeah.
You do?
And then you decline.
All right.
Depends. There's
Well, guess we'll
there's
find
definitely
out.
You're not physically declining in
find
your
out.
second year
Yeah.
in the league.
Have you seen her? I'm watching Hard Knocks. You see that motherfucker?
I'm just gonna say at some point the honeymoon will be over when they get.
Oh, it's
together.
coming.
9. So friends of the pod, 9 of them had Buffalo winning. 1 had the New York Jets.
Is it Hoop?
I don't know. I didn't look at the names.
I'm gonna be honest. Doug sent me that when I was coaching down at the JV game at American Ford, and I was like, I'll get to that after the game. I never got to it.
That's okay. I would rather have you guys not do it. You know what I mean? Than have everyone else. I said the NFC West, which is going to be 2 really bad teams, I think. Arizona Cardinals, which may be the worst team in the NFL. I would probably bet on that. 4.5 wins is what FanDuel has them at. They won 4 last year. They got a new coach, Jonathan Gannon. Drafted linebacker Paris Johnson out of Ohio State. They did lose DeAndre Hopkins.
Was it Paris Johnson, the old lineman? I thought he was an offensive tackle.
Paris Johnson?
I'm pretty sure it's a linebacker.
I'm not going to lie. This fucking tequila's kicking in pretty low right now, and I'm really relaxed. So I'm not even sure. I thought it was a linebacker.
Yeah. Paris Johnson Jr., football player.
Or was it the kid from Ohio State?
He is a tackle. You're right.
Ohio State?
His dad was a linebacker.
It was the Ohio State tackle.
Yeah. Yep.
right.
They got a tackle.
I'm thinking Simmons.
Again, midnight.
I'm thinking Simmons.
That's on me. Maybe that's what I did. So they lost DeAndre Hopkins. Thank God someone's checking me. J.J. Watt retired. Kyler Murray on the ACL rehab. Isaiah Simmons to the Giants. Byron Murphy to the Vikings. I'm going to start. I think they're going to be very, very bad. I don't even know if they get to 3 wins, but I have them at 3 just because I think they just win some games at some point. But, yeah, I don't believe in them. What about you?
It's obvious. They're fucking dealing their players. They're starting over.
It's a Caleb Williams bowl, huh? Or,
I got them at 3 wins.
Yeah.
Caleb's overrated.
I
Don't
have
believe
them
in that shit.
I must be the most generous one here. I got them at 4 somehow. I can't remember exactly which ones I picked them to win, but I think it comes like once Kyler's back and healthy, I think he's able to pick up a couple for him. But this might be.
Is he
Cliff's
watching
last go
film
at
right
it.
now? Is he like ready?
I don't give a shit.
Where's his attitude at?
He's got a man's ear. What are they called?
The
Those things?
catapult.
Yeah.
So the team we played in California, their whole like skill group was wearing them pregame, and they had them on the game. So like after the game, it tweeted out like who ran the fastest miles per hour and like stuff like that. Like it keeps track of their heart rate, how fast they're moving.
Damn, they got some
things
money
like
out
that.
there. Huh?
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to move on because there's nothing really else
The
to
wide
add.
receiver coach of that was Austin Pettis, who played in the NFL.
Oh, there you go.
It's like, oh, you make $105K a year, I get a T-shirt.
I got a T-shirt and a pretty good dinner at the end of the year. Los Angeles Rams, 6.5 wins is what FanDuel has them at. They won 5 last year. Tough year for them last year. I think I had them winning this division last year, but, man, injuries really fucked these guys up. So they get the return. This is their key additions, the return of Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp. I couldn't find shit else. They did lose Jalen Ramsey to the Dolphins. Bobby Wagner went back to the Seahawks. Nick Scott to the Bengals. Leonard Floyd to the Bills. Chacon, where do you have the Rams at? 6.5 wins is where FanDuel has them.
I don't feel good telling you this, but I'm going to go with 7. I don't know what the fuck you're getting out of Stafford.
Yeah, that's the
If I can
biggest
get
question.
like somewhat healthy, I guess. I don't know. I feel like maybe this team was what? I don't fuck them picks, but
I mean, they won a Super Bowl.
they won a Super Bowl, but they still got veterans. I mean,
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp 2 years ago everybody was on his nuts. And, I mean, I don't have much to say because they're just fucking don't have much. That run game, I don't even know who the fucking Cam Akers. I mean,
and is he gonna? Yeah,
Higbee, I thought was gonna be. I mean, I just got 7. I don't have
Cooper
much.
Kupp, basically.
It's Cooper Kupp. You know.
Hoop.
I, too, have them at 7.
Notice how I fucking moved my sheet over here? This fucking guy's cheating over here.
I think they find a way. I think, if I remember
Aaron
right, like
Donald.
they've got teams like the Browns and Texans on their schedule.
yeah.
So like that's gonna rack up some wins for them. But
And I think they beat the Cardinals probably both times.
Twice. Yeah, that's probably 2.
Yeah.
And I think
7
that was
just because of Aaron Donald. There you go.
Yeah, I mean Aaron Donald can wreck a game by himself.
Yeah. I have him at 6, so I'm not too far off from you guys, but I do have him under though. I don't know. It just seems tough because it is Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
That's the guy who's going to do everything offensively. And again, if
Am I
Stafford...
the only one drinking? I've noticed like I'm the only fucking guy.
I just put mine... I got mine...
All right.
Hey,
Mine's gone.
calm down. You can... And there's, you guys can...
I have a child I have to drive home.
That's very true. He's my child. I'm driving him home. Yeah, I don't know. And you worry about Matt Stafford's health. And if he goes down, it's like... Forget about it. There's no Baker.
Stetson Bennett.
There's no Baker Mayfield
He
coming
looked
in
like
there.
shit.
Yeah, he did.
Preseason.
Yeah, he did.
San Francisco 49ers, one of Chacon's favorite teams. 10.5 wins is where FanDuel has them. They won 13 last year. They added Javon Hargrave from Philly, defensive tackle. Sam Darnold as one of the quarterbacks from the Panthers. They did lose Jimmy Garoppolo to the Raiders, lost Trey Lance to the Cowboys, and tackle Mike McGlinchey to Denver. I'll start here, 10.5 wins. I actually have them at 11. I think, obviously, you got the Rams and Cardinals, which seems like some wins. I'll probably split one with Seattle, and then the rest of their schedule I went through, and I round off at 11. Chacon.
Hoop go.
We'll have Hoop go first.
Yeah.
And then,
Chacon's
I'm
still
gonna
mad
unload
about
on
the
them.
playoffs. He's still bitter. That's why he's
No, I am.
He's going.
That wasn't
off
because of
there.
the Niners. That was because of my quarterback.
what an awful last call.
Shut up, Doug.
Zeke's last stand.
Okay, Doug.
I
sorry.
have them under 10.5. I've got them at 10.
Okay.
Because
My man.
Brock Purdy coming back. I mean, is he able to duplicate what he did now that people are going to plan for
gonna
it?
touch on that.
I still think I still think the way that Shanahan calls an offense helps his quarterback play
too.
an awful lot. And I think their defense, like Fred Warner, is good.
Might be the
Bosa
best
is
linebacker in the
good.
league.
I did like Jimmy Ward at safety, but he left, right? So
Yep.
he's out of there. So can they replace that? I just think that they'll be solid enough. And again, they got the Rams and the Cardinals twice. I think they'll be good. Their 10 wins is enough to win that division to me, but it's still under the 10.5
Okay.
predicted.
Go ahead, Chacon. I'm going to give you 5 minutes on this.
I won't need 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Look, they just gave up the farm on Trey Lance, right? They bragged him up 2 years ago. They dealt him. We got him for nothing. They're all in on Brock Purdy. It's his second year.
Yeah.
We know how some quarterbacks do really well the first year and then don't pan out. Doug, Black Jesus.
He got injured.
Okay. There's a couple
was
other
an
names.
injury.
Carson Wentz looked great too. This injury that he has, and I researched
shoulder?
it. I researched it.
You did
This is
some
a big injury, especially for baseball players. This is a 10 to 12 month
But
recovery.
he's playing football.
But he's playing football. And it's supposedly up to 6 months.
Yeah.
Are you fully 100% ready to play?
Well, he got hurt in January.
Yeah.
So
And
we're feeling
in
good about
August
that.
now, so he's 8 months in. I think.
So
be all
I got
right.
a 6 to 12, and you're confident.
Well, you said 6 at first. But okay.
No, I said like
Well,
it depends like
baseball
how he's able
recovery
to come back.
with the motion and throwing, right?
Got it.
You're feeling good about the 6 and 7. The 6 and 7, right?
Okay.
Or we'll fucking go 8 months. Whatever you want. Do you feel good about that?
Like I said, I think
you see
Shanahan's
Brock
play
Purdy?
calling helps it. So if he has
His
to
play
miss the
calling can be
first few
great.
weeks,
They don't win on the big games.
if he has to miss the
Boring
few
ass
weeks, he's
dump
not going
down
to put
football.
Sam Darnold in a position to
Sam
fuck up
Darnold.
the game. I'm saying
Now
he's
we're
not-
bragging about Sam?
No, I'm saying that he's not going to be put in a position where it's on his shoulders because they have guys that they can get the ball to. I know you hate him and you always talk shit, but Brandon Ayuk balled last year, whether you want
2
to
years
admit
ago,
it or not.
he was begging for the ball.
He was.
Now
He
we're on his
played
nuts.
Pretty down.
Oh,
Don't bring up the catchless
Get off his
chase.
nuts, Hoop.
Don't bring up the catchless chase thing because I was really wrong on that.
Get off his nuts.
But my point is this. I could be completely wrong. The Niners are a good team. I
That's
said
going to
that.
be the clip.
I said
Just
that.
that.
They're one really good quarterback away from this year. They should have taken it a little more serious because this team is a fucking good team. I'm not going to knock on that. But if you're telling me right now on the last pick, Brock Purdy, not 100%.
you know who they make the
gonna
call
run in-
to if things aren't going right.
Oh,
There's a guy out there.
No,
who's
he ain't gonna
available.
come in. Good, bring him. We fucking retired him. Anyways, bring his old ass in. See what happens. So you're telling me right now you feel good about Brock Purdy playing all fucking 17 weeks with no setbacks, and then you have Sam Darnold coming in as an insurance. You feel good about that?
I don't.
And by the way,
I said 5 minutes. He's going to take the whole time.
I know it is. Sorry,
I don't need 5 minutes.
I mean,
in closing,
their schedule's pretty reasonable. Okay.
Yeah,
they really are. So I'm not going to knock on them because look, I am knocking them, but not knocking on them.
Right.
I do have them winning 10 games.
Okay.
But not winning the fucking division.
Oh, okay.
You got the Seahawks winning the division?
Based on that injury, I'm not sold on 1 year on a quarterback that was the last pick overall. Well, he's the next Tom Brady because he... Shut the fuck up.
Who said he's the next Tom Brady? Nobody on
talks
the
to too many
planet.
49ers.
The Niner Nation Empire, that's who that is.
I know a lot of Niners fans. I've never heard that. You must hang out with the dumb ones.
Yes, I do. Because every fucking year, they're wearing different jerseys and talking up, well, we have fucking Jimmy G. We had fucking Trey Lance. They're always changing out their quarterbacks. And it's like they're running backs. Oh, it's that system. It doesn't matter who we have in there. We'll fucking find out. Second year, Brock Purdy. Look at that little boy. He looks like the fucking... What was the movie with the... Seeing...
Is he dead people?
Yes. He looks like
Sixth
the little
Sense?
boy. Yeah, Sixth Sense. He's that little boy. Look at him. He looks fucking scared. He's going to get murdered out there.
All right.
They get 10 wins, though.
Did I say what I gave them? 11 wins. I haven't been 11. I think I said that. Their defense is going to be fucking tough.
Defense is great.
Adding Hargrave, too.
Oh, God. Here we go.
If he's your 6th best defensive player, that's pretty fucking good.
And he takes up a double team inside and you put Bosa right next to him.
You looked that shit up. A year ago, you didn't know who the fuck that was.
I watched those games last year. Played them
So you're
twice.
sold out for 1 year?
Oh, my God. Okay. All right.
Like I said, RG3 looked like Black Jesus the first year.
Oh, my God.
It's kicking in, people. Sorry.
Seattle Seahawks. 8.5 wins is what FanDuel has them at. They won 9 last year. They added defensive end Draymond Jones from the... Would you quit slamming shit?
Sorry.
God, it's all I can hear in these headphones. Draymond Jones from the Packers, from the Broncos. Defensive tackle Jaron Reed from the Packers. They brought back Bobby Wagner, who's with the Rams. Drafted Devon Weatherspoon out of Illinois.
Fucking love him.
Drafted Jackson Smith and Jigba, wide receiver.
Oh, I'm still so mad about that.
You're forgetting a guy.
Go ahead. I wasn't done reading, but go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dad.
No.
Sorry,
You tell me.
I cut you off.
No, tell me.
Zach Charbonnet.
Okay. Zach Charbonnet, who...
I know I say this a lot.
You do.
Remember the fucking name.
They also lost Rashad Penny.
Who?
He went to Philly.
I don't know who that is.
No, Chacon, let's start with you on this one. Seattle Seahawks.
I got them winning the division.
So you got them in 11 wins?
11 wins.
Okay.
And I'm gonna show you guys something. Well, I can't show you, but I'm gonna talk about it, I guess. Mm-hmm. Because of their schedule.
Okay. Read it off.
So I'll be quick. First week, Rams.
Okay.
So stop me if you feel like they don't get that dub. And there's gonna be some, okay?
Yep.
Reasonable. Rams, Lions.
Lions win.
I think the Lions
Yeah,
could
okay.
win that one, yeah.
They give up 2 big fucking running backs, and now they're better. The Panthers.
They win.
Okay. The Giants.
In New York?
Coin flip.
Yeah, it's a
Okay,
coin.
well,
I'd say
whatever.
it's
Then they have a
assumption.
bye. Okay. Then the Bengals, they take the L.
Early season bye.
Then the Cardinals.
It's tough early
Okay.
season. They win that, yeah.
Now Cleveland.
I think they beat Cleveland.
Okay. Do you realize right now you got them with 2 losses?
Okay. I think 3.
Well, I don't know. I'm listening to both of you, I guess. Then you got Baltimore. They'll take the L, right? Mm-hmm. Washington, Doug.
Is it in Washington?
Shut the fuck
Doesn't
up.
really
No,
matter
it's
because we
not.
don't have a home crowd.
Okay. Then the Rams again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Then the Niners. Brock Purdy by that time will be Sam Darnold. Then America's team. We already know that. The Niners. I'll have them split. Then you have the Eagles. Okay.
Loss.
And then right after this, then you get the Titans, the Steelers, and the Cardinals.
So
Steelers
that's
could be
loss,
tough.
Loss, win.
You telling me they lose to the Titans and Steelers and the Cardinals?
I know. I said they could lose
So
to the
they
Titans.
only win-
They could lose to the Titans. They could lose to the Steelers. They beat the Cardinals.
But
I
could.
think
Those last 3, though, is a could.
Yeah.
You don't feel good about that.
I think the Steelers beat them.
Yeah,
I think the Steelers beat them, and I think the Titans.
The Steelers beat them at Seattle?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Flip. I mean, I got them at 10 wins.
And
I don't
remember
know
when
if
I was
already
talking?
said
Remember
that,
when
but
I brought up or mentioned the trio?
the trio.
You think Metcalf, Lockett, Smith, and Jigba?
You think they're better than?
We're only talking about Taj Boyd, right? That's the only difference. I think
We've
Metcalf's,
seen him perform in the league.
Metcalf's a fucking beast. I love Tyler Lockett.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah, solid.
So then where we got and Jigba, we'll find out, right? He's a rookie, so I can't criticize, but I'll take him over
I'm
Boyd.
still mad that the Packers didn't take him and the Seahawks got him. I'm still really upset about that.
I think he's probably the best receiver in the draft.
There's no question.
Yeah.
So that's 3 receivers that I feel good about. The only question is Geno Smith.
I think Geno did well last year.
Zach Charbonnet.
And even the year before.
Zach
Geno
Charbonnet.
did well the year before when fucking Russ
Zach
wasn't playing.
Charbonnet runs fucking angry. This is the best running back I've ever seen at UCLA. And as a UCLA fan, and I have talked up a lot of players, fuck you. Right. Josh Rosen, I thought was going to be somebody.
Yeah, you did.
Zach Charbonnet
There's been others.
is a fucking Eddie George. He runs angry. I think Seattle is going to make a run. Not win the Super Bowl, but they will win the division.
Okay. Who?
I have them over. I have them at 9 wins. I think they finished second in the division to the 49ers because I think the 49ers defense is better.
I'm going to count 9.
I have 10 wins. 1 less than San Fran. When we look at the friends of the pod, 7 said San Fran, 3 said Seattle. So it's right there. Okay, this.
I got 10. I got 10 wins, and you said 9. All right. You said 9, and I
you said it.
All right.
You said it. I see
you
10.
You made me feel like you were giving me 10, but you said 9.
All right, we got to hurry this up. NFC South.
Hurry up, Doug.
Atlanta Falcons, 8.5 wins, 7 last year. They added a lot of players. Jesse Bates, safety from Cincinnati, drafted Bijan Robinson from Texas. Defensive end David Onyemata from the Saints. Defensive end Calais Campbell, who's getting up there. From the Ravens. Quarterback.
He's just big. He's just there.
He's a big dude.
You put Heineke on here just because of where he came from.
did.
You know that.
Yeah, you did.
He might play some games.
He talks all that shit.
He might play some games. I'm just saying.
He's going to play.
Ritter, you never know. Lost Marcus Mariota.
Who?
8.5 wins. I'm going to go first here because I don't have a lot to say about this team.
We don't have to say a lot either.
But somehow they won 7 last year. I think they're a little bit better. I gave them 8 wins in this shit division.
We'll be quick. I gave him 5.
Whoa.
5. How did they get better? The running back, absolutely. He's a beast.
Yeah.
After that, what the fuck are we talking about?
I mean, Jesse Bates just is better than anybody they had last year on the whole.
I guess the safety's going to turn around that whole fucking defense. That defense is garbage.
And Tampa Bay is much worse.
I'll take Baker Mayfield over those 2 quarterbacks with a Mike Evans and Godwin.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right.
I am right.
Okay, so what did you have, Matt?
I got him only 5 wins.
Okay. What do you got?
So, first of all, I got to say that the funniest comment of the day to me was my buddy Colby. He was like, the NFC South is more booty than a BBL. And I fucking spit my coffee out. I died. But I've got the Falcons under at 7. I don't think they're going to be very good. But Bijan Robinson will be in the discussion for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
All right, moving along. Carolina Panthers, 7.5 wins. FanDuel has them. They won 7 last year. They hired Frank Reich as head coach. Drafted Bryce Young, quarterback, Alabama. Added Miles Sanders, running back from Philly. Wide receiver, Adam Thielen, previously with Minnesota. DJ Chark, wide receiver, previously with Jacksonville. Tight end, Hayden Hurst. There's a shitload of guys they added. Quarterback, Andy Dalton.
Nobodies.
They also lost DJ Moore to the Bears.
That's a big loss.
Chacon.
So they didn't get better. They had a receiver they added that's on the decline. Mm-hmm. You have a Miles Sanders who's not reliable. Mm-hmm. Okay. Bryce Young, I think, might be all right? But he's not got a lot to work with.
Yeah.
Their O-line sucks.
And their O-line fucking sucks. That defense, okay. We already, talked about them in the past, with J.C. Horn. I like him, but, again, he was a down, too. I only got him, sadly, with 4 wins.
Okay.
I think Bryce Young needs a lot more offense.
Oh.
I got him under, but I have him getting to 7.
Okay. I have them
because of how bad this division is. Like, they can split.
It's bad.
They can split with all of these games.
Yeah, everybody could lose. They could lose. They could beat everybody at least once. I have them at 5, and for that reason, because I think they could split with everybody in this division and potentially just steal a game from somebody. So I got them at 5 wins. Let's move on to New Orleans. 9.5 wins is what FanDuel has them at. They won 7 last year. They add Derek Carr, who was previously with the Raiders, running back Jamal Williams from Detroit, wide receiver Jarvis Landry from Cleveland. They did lose Andy Dalton, went to Carolina, and Marcus Davenport, defensive end. He went to Minnesota. Hoop, where do you have New Orleans landing?
Under with 8. Is Michael Thomas going to play a whole season?
Jesus,
Who knows?
I gave up on that fool.
Who knows? Chris Olave is their best receiver already
Yeah.
to me because he played a full season, right? I think Derek Carr is going to be
white
okay,
Dak Prescott.
but Jameis Winston hadn't played bad when he was in there for them either. He hadn't been horrible, right? They're not going to make a huge jump, and they're not very good, and their division is shit. But I do have them at 8, which is winning the division.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a losing record team get in the playoffs.
I have them at 9. I have them winning the division as well. I just think how bad this division is. I haven't totally given up on Derek Carr. I actually have more faith in Derek Carr than Baker at this point. So I got him with 9. Tampa Bay Bucks 6.5 wins.
Hey, don't worry about me.
You already said it, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, go ahead. How do you feel? How do you feel about the Saints?
11 wins.
Holy shit!
Based on that division, let's talk about it. The NFC's shit.
No, they're bad.
This is their
NFC's
Colts
shit.
pick.
Yeah,
Their division's garbage.
Watch this shit next time.
I know this is gonna probably be
Carr's
bad.
gonna
This
get
doesn't
hurt.
feel good. This doesn't
Winston's
feel good.
gonna fuck
but they got
up.
Winston, right? You got Kareem Hunt as a backup. You got Kamara. Who knows what the fuck's going on with that? You got Jamal Williams, who thinks he's good because he's on the goal line and gets the ball.
Jamal Williams is good.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
he's good.
BYU fan. Or no, sorry.
Yeah,
He did go to BYU.
Sorry. I was thinking about another friend. Sorry, that was quick. Olave. I don't know what you're getting out of Thomas, but that division's garbage. Fuck, I need another team other than the Seahawks to step up and be a somewhat competitor.
Yeah.
So this doesn't feel good.
Good luck.
But I'm gonna fucking say the Saints, and that defense is a good defense.
And how many wins? You said 11.
11,
Fucking
and it doesn't
wild.
feel good. I wanted to tell you 10, but I'd be lying to you.
Yeah. All right. The Bucks 6.5 wins for FanDuel. 8 wins last year. Key additions: Baker Mayfield, quarterback. Ryan.
Look at that losses list.
I didn't even. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna run through that. They added Chase Edmonds, running back from the Dolphins. They drafted Khalija Kancey, defensive tackle from Pittsburgh. Losses: Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette, Julio Jones, Rashad Perry, Donovan Smith, Shaq Mason, Carl Nassib, take a breath. Akeem Hicks, Rakeem Nunez Roches. I don't know. I just added everyone. Logan Ryan, Mike Edwards, Keanu Neal, and Ryan Suckup. I'm just gonna go first.
Damn, even the kicker?
He's out of there.
I didn't know that.
I got these guys at 3 wins. They won 8
3
last
wins?
3. This team's going to be
Oh,
fucking bad.
shit.
I think Mike Evans is going to be one of them dudes who at some
Carter.
point, I'm sorry, Carter.
Carter, your Buccaneers are going to suck this
I'm sorry,
year.
buddy.
They're not any good.
He's got
It's
a
okay,
fair
but you know
odds
what?
are.
But
He
you know
can't
what?
hear
When
you.
they're bad, then they get better later. Most times, if they're a decently ran organization. 3 wins from me. I think these are going to be very, very bad. I love Baker. I had so much faith in Baker for years, and he just never truly delivered.
He delivered
in
a
one
playoff game to the Cleveland Browns, who they hadn't seen one in
That's true.
20 years.
Okay, you're right. But no, I don't believe in them at all. 3. Chacon.
I got him at 8 wins. It's Baker. Everybody's lost faith in him. It's in Tampa. You got fucking Godwin. You got Baker. The run game is garbage.
The run game is
It's absolute
awful.
garbage. But you know what? That division is
Mike
fucking
Evans is
garbage.
gonna miss
I
5
can't-
games.
You guys said split. You got a fucking Bryce Young and fucking Tim Redder or fucking Taylor. Baker, bro. You got
Tim
him.
Redder? What'd you say?
Desmond Ritter?
Desmond Ritter. Tim Redder. Is that a basketball player?
I have no
I
idea.
don't know where the fuck I got that from.
I think it was
Hey,
Tim
I'm
Taylor
fucking buzzing.
from Home
Home
Improvement.
Improvement. Loved
Yeah.
him. Loved him. Fuck the Lions, though. But
Oh, my God.
this is it, bro. This was a first pick overall. You got those fucking... I mean, I'm not saying to do much, but fucking 8 wins.
Yeah, okay. Hoop, what do you got these
Sorry,
guys at?
people. I got to quickly go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
Do
run
anything.
and do that.
I've got the
My shirt,
Buccaneers.
though. Y'all do squat.
I've got the Buccaneers at 6 wins. So
Okay.
I don't see them being.
Down and to the right, by the way. He leaves the door open. Where'd he grow up? Where'd this fucking guy grow up? Go ahead. Where'd you, what do you have him at? I'm sorry, Hoop.
6.
Okay.
Hey,
9.
hey, let's go over the Cowboys while he's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, we're done. 9 wins, or 9 people rather, friends of the pod picked New Orleans to win this. 1 Tampa Bay. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't keep up with what was going on in the NFL.
They forgot Tom Brady retired.
Yeah. I am missing a page. Oh, there we go. We're good. I thought all those losses that Tampa Bay had. NFC North. We will start with the Chicago Bears. 7.5 wins. They won 3 last year. They added a lot. DJ Moore, wide receiver. Tremaine Edmonds, linebacker. Yannick Ngagwe from the Colts, defensive end. DeMarcus Walker, defensive end. T.J. Edwards, linebacker. Nate Davis, Robert Tunyon, drafted offensive lineman Darnell Wright.
They also got Mercedes Lewis from the Packers, the other tight end.
That's true. I didn't see any huge key losses. They did some work, again, defensively. Tried to add to that offensive line. FanDuel, 7.5 wins. We're on the Chicago Bears. Chacon, Hoop, where do you have the Bears ending up?
I have them under at 5.
Wow.
It's still fuck the Bears. I don't think Justin Fields is that guy. He runs the ball really well, but can he throw it a little more consistently? They did add a lot around him to hopefully help with that.
Yeah.
And
A little?
A lot, he said. He said a lot.
Sorry. It's kicking in.
Yeah, we know.
a little. Sounds tomato, I guess. But no, so I still, it's the Bears, and fuck the Bears.
Man, I got him at 9. I think they're going to be pretty decent. I do. I think Fields, even if Fields is just mediocre and can still run the ball the way he does, and DJ Moore, DJ Moore's good, bro. And I think they added enough. They do have a better offensive line this year, so
2 big linebackers.
I'm going with 9. Chacon?
9.
9. There we go. Hoop's not happy about that one, but that's okay.
Wonder why.
Detroit Lions, 9.5 is what FanDuel has them at. They won 9 last year.
Gonna pick 7 or some shit because he hates the hype.
The hype is so bad with the Lions.
They drafted Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama. Drafted Jack Campbell, linebacker out of Iowa. Cornerback Cameron Sutton from the Steelers. They added him. Added David Montgomery from the Bears. Added cornerback Emmanuel Mosley from San Francisco. Added cornerback C.J. Gardner-Johnson from Philly. They did lose Jamal Williams, who had a bunch of touchdowns for him last year. 9.5 wins. Chacon, we'll start with you on this one. Where do you have Detroit?
Detroit was clicking. They were somewhat respectable. But now they're going to win 8 games this year because you lose 2 veteran running backs that was clicking. This rookie looks great, but if you expect much right off the bat, I don't know. And then I do like David Montgomery, but with that change, I don't know if that was the right time. Maybe I would have done something else in the draft, but I just got him with 8 wins. Okay. 3rd in the division.
I did fail to mention they lost Swift.
Who?
I don't know why.
Who's that? The guy that's never healthy?
I don't know. Well, you said 2. You yourself said
they
2.
lost 2 running backs.
Yeah. I said running backs that were respectable.
Who else? Williams?
The 3rd one that we talked about just now is not.
Who's the other one?
Bitch ass Swift. I don't want to talk about that right now.
Okay, now you're confusing me. Go ahead. What do you?
I've got him at 10, finishing 2nd in the division. I think that it's going to put Dan Campbell in position for Coach of the Year because he's steadily built that thing from shit to being a competitive. I think people like him as a coach, which is kind of why people are like, man, we kind of can get behind this team. And it's not like they have a bunch of superstars out there just balling. They're balling. They just got average dudes just finding a way. I'm opposite of you. I think Montgomery balances the running back out, and I think Jahmyr Gibbs makes a huge impact right out the gate because of his ability to catch the ball, and once he's in space, that dude flies.
Yeah. I absolutely agree with you, but we don't know, though.
We don't.
We're assuming.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, you're banking it on that. This team was that close from being they arguably could have been making a run in the division. Now you're relying on a rookie.
I think that they still make a run at the division. I think they finished 2nd and only 1 game out of 1st. I still think they're good enough.
Yeah.
St. Brown and
Marvin. St. Brown is a consistent, steady cat that just makes plays. But like I said, 10 wins for the Lions.
The other guy got in trouble.
I got him at 10 too. Green Bay Packers. We're gonna let Hoop start with this one, but they had FanDuel 7.5 wins. They won 8 last year. They drafted Lucas Van Ness from Iowa, corn-fed white boy,
and a tight end from Oregon State instead of
There you go. Who'd they lose? Aaron Rodgers, Alan Lazard.
What's up, Matt?
Apparently Alan Lazard twice from my previous pages. And defensive tackle Jaron Reed. Hoop, where you see your boys ending up?
6. I'm obviously I want better than that, but I don't see it. So if they start being bad, I want less than 6. Put us in the Caleb Williams and Drake May sweepstakes because Jordan Love, I just don't.
He hasn't been given a chance.
He's going to.
Yeah,
we're going to see it.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. And Nick Vick sending me highlights of him throwing balls into a net. Fuck off, you fat bastard.
Wow. Shout out to my boy Nick Vick.
Oh man! Shout out to Nick.
I love him too. He's my bigger little brother. I get so sick of his shit.
I'm going to be quick with this because we need to move on. But I have the Packers at 5 wins. And
yes,
I
my
think,
man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just Jordan Love. I just don't know. I mean, obviously that's
really
is a question mark on your quarterback. So
6. We can move on.
Okay. Minnesota Vikings, 8.5 wins is what FanDuel has them at. They won 13 last year. They did add Byron Murphy, cornerback out of Arizona. Defensive end Marcus Davenport from the Saints. Drafted Jordan Addison, wide receiver out of USC.
He drives fast.
That he does. They lost Dalvin Cook, running back to the Jets. Lost Adam Thielen to the Panthers and linebacker Eric Kendricks. I'm going to go first here. I just don't ever, I didn't believe in them last year and they proved me wrong. This year I have them at 9 wins, just over the 8.5. You can say what you want, but I think Dalvin Cook's leaving or them losing Dalvin Cook really does hurt them. And I don't think there was a bigger fumble this year in the offseason than these dipshits saying like, well, if we don't get anything for him, we're just going to let him go. Okay. So I'm going to go with 9. I mean, he single-handedly came back and won that Colts game for them when they should have lost that, the biggest comeback in history. Not single-handedly, obviously, a lot of people. He was a big part in that. So I'm going to go with 9. Chacon, Vikings.
Not much on them. I got him with 10 wins. Love Jordan Addison. Is probably my second favorite receiver. But they did lose some key players, but that division, I'm not too confident. So I'll just say 10, just to win the division.
I have him at 11 to win the division.
Oh, shit.
And quarterback, like Kirk Cousins. I love him. Like that dude. He's a goofy motherfucker, but he's just a genuinely good
quarterback.
dude.
Netflix, watch it.
Yeah, and I think that Justin Jefferson, and then you pair Addison with him. Yeah. So got T.J. Hawkinson at tight end. Offensively, they're going to score a bunch of points. Yeah. Defense is going to have to be just good enough.
Yeah. Friends of the pod, 7 picked Detroit to win, 3 picked Minnesota. All right. Now we're here. NFC East. We're going to start with Dallas Cowboys. We do this in alphabetical order, and I did this so I can let you get everything you need to get off your chest. FanDuel, 9.5 wins. Last year they won 12. They added Brandon Cooks, Stephon Gilmore, what's his name? Maisie Smith? Mozzie Smith, defensive tackle. Added, who's the quarterback you traded for just now?
Trey Lance,
yeah. Put some pressure on Dak.
3 years ago, everybody wanted. Be hilarious.
Yeah. Everybody wanted.
Comedy.
Losses Zeke, Dalton Schultz, offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. 9.5 wins, Chacon. FanDuel has them at. What do you got them?
Let me talk about my team with this.
That motherfucker been under there the whole time.
Man, that's dedication.
The whole time. So,
I'm giving you truly 5 minutes.
Did we get better? Aluminum? Hey, did we get better? Did we get better?
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't know. Was Kellen Moore responsible?
No, I'm asking you.
I'm asking you, was Kellen Moore responsible for the offense? We just talked about it.
He's pass happy. When we run more, we win. We were like undefeated when we run more than we throw.
Is that a real?
That's a fact. Look it up. Google it. Okay, don't question me.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the other thing is, did we get better? Defense. Did we get better?
I don't know. Did you?
I don't know.
I don't know. Gilmore's kind of a big addition.
Gilmore, a little older, but yeah.
You have 2 very good zone corners, yes.
31 at a corner position, yeah.
Compared 32. To what we had, I'll take that as a fucking veteran.
Mozzie Smith, I don't know.
Don't expect much. Know. He's just fucking there to do his job, okay? This is maybe a Dontari Poe.
Okay, that's fine.
Don't expect him. He's just fucking clogging up that fucking hole, okay?
Okay.
But that receiving core, man. Brandon Cooks, you got CeeDee Lamb. You know, we look pretty good on like.
And who else?
Jalen Tolbert. You guys know who that is?
Who? You do this last. Who? Yeah.
Actually, I'm buzzing a little bit. So right now I'm trying to like remember.
He's like, I don't remember the names.
So, you know, I don't have much about it. We're young. Everybody criticized with Dak. You got Cooper Rush who got it done. I think my defense right now is probably top 5. And I think look up the stats on Dak with that division.
Yeah.
And we're a top 3 NFC team.
Well,
we can make a run.
It's tough is booty.
Yeah. Okay, sadly that's true. Brock Purdy with the Niners. I'll take Dak. Yes, the Niners beat the Cowboys, but Purdy didn't beat the Cowboys.
Oh.
Dak lost to the Niners.
Oh.
Okay. Then you have the Eagles, who everybody's favoring.
So Dak lost to the
fucking
49ers, but
Dak
you're going
has
to
a
take
winning
him over
record.
the 49ers?
Dak has a winning record against Philly. So I don't know how everybody just checks off and Jalen Hurts owns the Cowboys when, in fact, you can't even beat them. And then the Eagles lost key players on that defense. So did they get better?
We'll get to Philly. Okay. I just want your goddamn prediction on Dallas.
12-5.
Hoop.
Deuce Fawn, baby.
Over the 9.5, 10.
I have them at 10 too. Who knows? I mean, maybe you did get that much better. The defense goes as Micah Parsons goes, if we're going to be real. And can he? We saw last year, late in the year, how he was getting tired at certain points, and because
he's fucking out there.
Yeah, exactly. So
he's on the edge now.
Can they figure it out to where that they play him just the right amount to let him be just fucking indestructible, but then also okay? Well, time will tell. Games will be played, and we will see. But I have him at 9.
9
or 10? Sorry, 10. Sorry, not 9.
What a fucking hater.
10 win. One more win. He's like, oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. At 9, what the fuck? New York Giants, 7.5 wins is what FanDuel has them at. They added linebacker Isaiah Simmons, tight end Darren Waller, who, Jesus Christ, if he could just be healthy, it's going to be scary with him.
Love Waller. Can't stay healthy.
Linebacker, here he is, Bobby Okereke from the Colts. That's who the Colts had lost.
Don't even know who that
Drafted. He's had like 700 tackles.
That's not a good thing.
That's a little more than. I mean, if he gets a lot of
If you're out there all the time and your offense not out there, you're going to get tackles. But go ahead, Doug.
Drafted cornerback Deontay Banks out of Tennessee. They lost safety Julian Love to Seattle. 7.5 wins is what FanDuel has them at. Hoop, where do you have?
I have them at 8, which I don't feel is out of the question. I think it's possible. Saquon's got to stay healthy for that. Daniel Jones has got to play solid. He doesn't have to be overly good. I do like their receiver pick, Hyatt, because that dude's just fast, and there's things that you can't. Like if you have a dude running deep time and time again, if he doesn't get tired first, he's going to get a couple.
Yeah.
He got locked yesterday with Sauce Gardner. He didn't do shit.
Well, Sauce Gardner's fucking.
I'm just saying, you're on his nuts, and he didn't do shit. But
Sauce Gardner might be the best, yeah?
No, he's not.
I mean, he's up there. I have him at 9 wins. Listen, last year, I kept watching these games, and I was like, how does Daniel Jones look decent? Because he's been shit his whole career minus last year. Yeah, I think if he's still decent.
Dable, the coach.
Yeah, that's probably true. 9 wins is where I have the Giants. Chacon's second favorite team in the NFC East, Philadelphia Eagles. 11.5 wins is what FanDuel has them at.
I got the Giants winning 8 games. Go ahead, Doug.
Oh, I thought you already said it.
No, go ahead.
I'm just trying to move
We
along.
own Daniel Jones, but go ahead, Doug.
Okay. Philadelphia Eagles, we'll start with you on this one, Chacon. 11.5 wins, FanDuel.
They lost key players. They're a respectable team. They have a good running back in Jalen Hurts.
Oh, my God. They added DeAndre Swift, running back.
Is that a good thing?
Hold on. I'm just reading what I... Added Terrell Edmonds, safety. Added Zach Cunningham, linebacker Miles Jack.
Miles Jack retired.
Yeah, he did.
He retired this week.
He walked in that fucking camp, was like, nah, I'm good.
Okay, see?
UCLA Bruin, by the way.
There we go. I think he was kind of done anyways. But
I would too if I showed up.
I mean, they did sign him for nothing. And
they needed linebackers. He retired. That's not a good thing. Go ahead, Doug.
Drafted tackled Jalen Carter from Georgia. Nolan Smith.
Sorry, Doug.
Can you just let me fucking read it? They lost their defensive tackle, Javon Hargrave. Cornerback, C.J. Gardner-Johnson to Detroit.
He talks so much shit, he lost his job.
Chacon, 11.5 wins is what FanDuel has him at. Where do you got him?
I talk all this shit, but they're going to win 11 games. You know, we're relying on rookies on that front line. You know, those big boys, they're big. I don't know if they can catch my little guy, Deuce Vaughn, by the way. You guys are sold on them. I think they're a good team. They're going to be a top 3. You know, they're a solid 2, maybe in the NFC. But they don't own us. They beat Cooper Rush and fucking DiNucci, and they're bragging about owning the Cowboys. Beat Dak.
So that's how Dak stays
in that
undefeated.
Division, in that division, don't talk shit. Beat my guy and then talk shit.
Okay. Hoop, go ahead.
I do have them taking a step back in the win-loss column. I have them winning 11 games, but I think they win the division with that 11 games because obviously I picked the Cowboys to win 10. I think that they're solid. And
so you're relying on rookies again.
Yes.
So that's all I'm relying on is the rookies who play on this team.
Not the guys that were all there last year, like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen
that
Hurts.
defense took a big-ass fucking hit.
With Hargrave?
With Hargrave and senior guard. When we
And
brought
a
up Hargrave
starting
going to the
linebacker.
49ers, you were like,
A starting
he ain't
linebacker.
Shit. But now it hurts him?
We have Nakobe Dean and...
Okay.
Zach Cunningham's fine.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. I have him at 12 wins. Again, losing
You got Swift, though. We're good.
2 more than
Me and
last
Chacon
year.
had them at the same number of wins.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. He's like, fuck you.
NFC shit, that's why.
Hey, let's talk about these guys, huh? Let's talk about
the
these guys.
racist
Washington
What's
Commanders.
your team name now?
Commanders
I'm
right now, and in another
confused.
2 years,
Are
they'll
they
have
the
a new name. They're
Commanders,
going to have a
the
new
Redskins,
name.
Washington football?
No, they're not.
The
They're
natives
Comma-
want the name back? I'm fucking confused.
They're the Commanders for now. They're going to change to something else because they have a new ownership,
Thank God.
which was the biggest
That was the
addition.
biggest addition by subtraction.
Yes,
is a real
exactly.
Big.
I would agree with that.
Exactly. They added also Eric Bieniemy, who was the offensive coordinator
Not a head
of
coach.
the Kansas City Chiefs, who have won so many Super Bowls with him. He seemed to be doing well with that offense. Added guard Andrew Wiley from the Chiefs. Drafted Emmanuel Forbes, cornerback from Mississippi State. Added Jacoby Brissett as the backup. Lost Cole Holcomb. Not a lot of other key losses on this team. 6.5 wins is what FanDuel has them at. Ladies and gentlemen, they won 8 last year. I think we got a little bit better than last year. I got us at 9 wins. Wow. And again, you know what? You want the honest truth? You want the honest truth?
Yeah, let's
they
hear
could
it.
win one game, and I'd be totally fine because it's fucking
Caleb
brighter
Williams.
horizons out there. Well, that too. And we got new ownership.
Damn, you guys are sold on Caleb Williams.
But I got 9 wins. Chacon.
They fucking talked up Sam Howell. Remember before he got drafted, and now he fucking dropped in the draft. Now
Hey,
you like
he
all
fucking-
over. I know.
good
I know.
preseason.
He's the next big thing. I don't want
mean
to talk
Sam
too much.
Mahomes? Is that who you're talking about?
This is the, I don't want to say because we get criticized on saying certain words. This is the little special brother. It doesn't matter to talk about them. They're just going to win 6 games.
Okay.
They're not irrelevant, and I don't need to talk about them.
They're not irrelevant.
Relevant. Sorry, buzzing. It's kicking in.
Oh, okay. Is it?
It's
What do you
actually kicked in already.
What do you have them at? Oh, told me to stand up.
Mine too. Just told me that's why I looked at fucking Apple Watch judging my fitness. Commanders over the 6.5. I had them at 7.
Okay.
That was nice.
Fans of the pod.
So heavy.
Fans of the pod. Where did my paper go? Oh, I lost it. It was 7 for Philly, 3 for Dallas to win that division, which is about, or excuse me, 8 for Philly, 2 for Dallas. That's about right. All right, we're going to round this out with some awards and then the Super Bowl predictions, okay? So, Coach of the Year, a lot of options out there, obviously. A lot of coaches.
32 options
32.
roughly.
So we got, I'm going to go first. I said Doug Peterson, Jacksonville.
I agreed. That's exactly what I wanted. Doug Peterson.
I wrote down it could be one of 2 guys. I think Dan Campbell in Detroit that I mentioned earlier, if they continue the climb because of what he's built, and I can also see Robert Saleh of the Jets getting it.
Perfect. I screenshotted all of these. I should read these out. What the fans, or God, I gotta quit saying fans. Friends of the pod, they're fans too.
I want to hold the football.
Okay, don't spill. So we got not as many people voted on the second one around, but
High and tight.
we got Dan Quinn, Doug Peterson,
side.
Kyle Shanahan, Zach Taylor, Doug Peterson. Someone voted Ron Rivera, and I'm gonna tell you, I didn't vote in this, so it wasn't me.
Fuck.
Okay, next up, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Chacon, what you got?
It was tough because, you look in the history and you see who they usually pick, and it's usually a defensive end or defensive tackle.
Yeah.
And there wasn't much to really take a risk on. And so I'm just going to take the obvious and take Anderson.
Yeah.
I had Will Anderson or Jalen Carter.
I had Jackson from the Raiders, but, man, yesterday he looked okay. He just looked out of shape and tired.
The other one that I saw people talking about was the Christian Gonzalez kid playing corner out in New England. But he's going to have to face guys like Wilson twice, Hill and Waddle twice, and I think he might get cooked a little bit when he gets those matchups, and that's going to ruin his chances.
I have Anderson as well. Dark horse, Jack Campbell, Lions. I think he's just going to eat people up. Going to be a lot of tackles from that gentleman. Most folks picked Will Anderson. The only other on here was Jalen Carter.
I wonder who that was.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. Hoop, let's start with you on this one.
Bijan Robinson or Jackson Smith and Jigba. It's those 2.
Yeah.
I hate agreeing with him, but I agree.
I picked Anthony Richardson.
Really?
I think he's gonna be all right.
I mean,
I think he's gonna be fine.
I can't wait for you to
I
be
hope
wrong.
you're right.
Most picked Bijan Robinson. One Dalton Kincaid pick.
Weird.
One Jahmyr Gibbs pick. Defensive player of the year. Chacon, go ahead.
You already know.
You taking Micah?
Fucking lion. Linebacker, Micah Parsons.
Okay.
I did this one just to piss Chacon off and said Sauce Gardner.
He's not. He's a defensive back. He's not going to get.
So you know who I have? I have Micah Parsons or Sauce Gardner. I think the issue that Sauce Gardner is going to.
Bosa?
I don't think people are going to throw at Sauce much
I
this
thought
year.
for sure when he
That's-
used to say Bosa.
that's the
or
issue
TJ Watt.
Yeah, no, I think the issue. Well, those guys can't stay fucking healthy. I think the issue with Sauce Gardner is that nobody's going to throw there because they know that the ball doesn't. They're not going to catch it. So I don't know. We'll see if maybe people test them. All right, MVP. I'll go first here. Joe Burrow.
I agree with you.
What in the hell?
I know,
going
and
on?
it feels if I don't feel good about it, but I think highly of Cincinnati,
Yeah.
and I will agree with Joe Burrow
Okay.
because of that team.
I wrote down 4 quarterbacks' names. Burrow was one of them.
Yeah.
Mahomes was one. Allen,
Zach Wilson.
Rodgers.
Oh.
Because if the Jets do it and they win as much as people
There's only
think
2
that
quarterbacks
they
have done it,
I agree.
and he's
but
not up to that level. He's not Tom or Peyton. Stop.
Wow. Okay.
Can't even fucking beat San Francisco at his own home twice. Sorry.
Friends of the pod. We had a couple of Burrows, one Hurts, one Herbert, one Josh Allen, and then
Herbert.
Yeah, I know. One smart ass that picked Deuce Vaughn. Wonder who that was.
Probably my brother. Shout out to my brother Michael.
All right, guys. Super Bowl. Who represents the AFC in the Super Bowl? Hoop.
I want to so badly to see it be somebody else, but I did say it was the Chiefs. And if you remember at the end of the year pod last year, I said Chiefs-Eagles rematch. Mm-hmm. I see the Chiefs being the AFC team to get there.
Yeah, he beat him with one leg, with no receivers, and they were fully healthy.
A little help from the other guys.
And they were fully healthy.
Are you talking about the
Now,
Super Bowl?
here's the thing with
Yeah.
the Chiefs, though, is that I don't think we mentioned earlier, is that Chris Jones holdout situation could be really bad for their defense.
Yeah. Yep.
Sky Moore
I
might
picked
be
the-
nice. He might blow up.
I picked the Bengals.
I picked the Bengals too.
What the fuck is
I
going
know.
on?
I just told you how fucking high I feel about the Bengals.
Okay, you're right. NFC. Chacon, who do you have at NFC?
This was a tough decision. I'm gonna take
Our year.
the Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay,
I
great.
have to.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I have to.
I only see 3 teams in the NFC with the potential to get there.
Thank you. That's why I have to.
Same.
Cowboys, Eagles, 49ers is
That's
the only
why I have
NFC
to.
teams that are going to be in competition.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's the Eagles because I believe their coaching is better than Mike McCarthy's.
Yeah.
That's
well, there's
sadly
no doubt about that.
True. But Dak's now making our he's calling the plays out.
Okay.
He got
That's.
I don't know.
I
He
have
got praised
Philly.
for it yesterday. Will Greer went off. He went the fuck off in preseason. Dak playing calling.
I have Philly too. So I have Bengals, Philly. My
Yeah, we own them. We'll go ahead.
winner. Who do you have winning the Super Bowl, Chacon?
Fuck. I'm gonna be a realist.
Okay.
My heart's gonna tell you the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
But
well,
bet man, I'm gonna take Cincinnati.
Okay.
I said preseason I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
I really went out on a limb with that one.
You
I
did.
know that's real
You were
shocking,
way out
and
there.
I got
Yeah.
some big balls for picking that one. But
I got the Bengals. I think this is going to be a great year for Joey B. Friends of the pod, AFC wise, there was 4 picks for Kansas City, 3 picks for Cincinnati, 3 picks for Buffalo.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
NFC, 4 for Philly, 4 for San Fran, 2 for Dallas. And then Super Bowl winners. You want to know who the overwhelming favorite was? Not overwhelming, but the favorite.
Chiefs.
Buffalo.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. Then 3 for Buffalo, 2 for Cincinnati, 2 for Kansas City, 1 for San Fran, 1 for Dallas. So that, which means that the people who picked Philly out of the NFC, none of them had the confidence that they could win the Super Bowl. All right, fellas, thank you very much. Obviously, we'll be back next week to talk about Week 1, or recap Week 1. I think that's how we're going to do it. I got to figure this shit out. We're recording this August. We're going to put it out next week. Then we got the anyways, we will be back soon. Not on video, but, we'll be able to do our audio stuff. So thank you guys very much. Appreciate you. We got 2 Bengals Super Bowl winners and 1 Kansas City Chiefs. So it seems like it's going to be in the AFC. There you go.
They're stacked.
All right. Thanks, fellas.
Appreciate you.
Peace.